ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य तोऽन्वयादितरतः चार्थे सुभिज्यस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आविश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 28, beginning from verse 14.
Want to turn on the AC very quickly? This one here?
So we read how the Brajvasis, they requested Krishna to show them their swagatim, or their destination. And then Sri Krishna thought and he deliberated as follows. So this is the verse 14. Iti sanchintya bhagavan महाकारुणिको हरिः दर्शयामास लोकं स्वं Gopanam tamsah param. So thinking like this, that means what he was said in the previous verse, that people in the world are influenced by avidya, kama and karma, therefore they do not know their high and low positions, and they are wandering in this world not knowing their own self, or applying it on the Vrajvasis, that they do not know that they are in Vraj, and they get influenced by Varuna Loka, etc. So thinking like this, Bhagavan, who is very compassionate, Mahakarunika, Krishna, Swam Lokam Gopanam Darshyama, he showed them. So straightforward meaning is he showed them his Loka. But Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, as we saw in the previous commentary, he make two steps in it, Swam and Lokam. Means showed them Brahman and then Vaikuntha, which is Tamasaha Param, which is beyond the tamas, means beyond the gunas of Prakriti. Iti sanchintya sa nityaspadasya Sri Vrindavanasya sarvotkarsham brahma vaikuntha sukhanubhavnaya eva sampratam gyapyami iti vichari. So what is the meaning of that he thinking like this? So he says nityaspadasya Sri Vrindavanasya sarvotkarsham brahma vaikuntha sukha anubhavnaya eva sampratam gyapyami. So his thinking was that I will show them the supremacy of Vrindavan by making them see what is Brahmananda and what is the happiness in Vaikuntha, so that by comparison they will understand that they are in the best place. So sometimes when you are situated in a place, you don't realize its importance unless you are separated from it. When you don't have it, then you feel the importance. When you have it, then you only complain. Right? So this is what he wants to show them, that you will see the greatness of Vrindavan. So Swam Brahma Swarupam. So these two words, Swam Lokam, they go together, but he's making them as separate. So he says Swam means in the form of Brahman or the Swarupa of Brahman. Lokam cha Vaikunthakyam Darshyama, and he showed them. So he says that he showed them two things. Showed them or gave them the experience of Brahman, because Brahman is not something to be seen, and also Vaikuntha Loka. So Loka here refers to Vaikuntha, Vaikuntha. Vrindavanad Vyojya Panchashakshanat Te eva Prapyamashe Ti Bhava. So he separated them from Vrindavan because they were in Vrindavan. So therefore for just like for 5-6 seconds he separated them from Vrindavan and gave them a glimpse. Just like you dream for 2 minutes, it looks like a long time. Sometimes it happens, you dream only for a few minutes, but it looks like you have dreamt for hours. So like that he separated them for a short period and gave them the vision or experience of Brahmananda. So Yato Mahakarunika. Why? Because he is very gracious. Vyatirekenaiva Vrindavanasya madhuryam tabhyam utkrishtam gyapaitum iti bhava. So I am trying to show them the supremacy of Vrindavan by separating from Vrindavan. One is that you understand the greatness of something when you experience that. Other is you experience the greatness of something when you feel separation from it. So this is the meaning of Vyatirekenaiva. So what is the greatness he wanted to show? Tabhyam utkrishtam means better than Brahman, better than Vaikuntha. So now the question comes here is that how he could put them in Brahman and then take them out. Nanu Brahma darshanaiva Brahma prapana saiva sayujya mukti tesham tato niskramana sambhavat. So he is saying that what is this having experience of Brahman? Experience of Brahman itself means attaining Brahman. And attaining Brahman means attaining Sayujya Mukti. Attaining Sayujya Mukti means you are no more what you are, because you are just one with Brahman. So how you will be separated now from that? If you go inside, you don't come out. So this is the question he is raising. It says, Katham tesham punar vrindavaniya madhurye anubhavna. So how is that they were able to come back to Vrindavan? Once you go into Brahman, you go into Brahman. It's a black hole. Once you enter, you don't come out. So you can say, you also go to Vaikuntha, you don't come out. Madhyama paramam. Yad gatvana nivartante tadhyama paramam. But you don't become one with Vaikuntha or abode. Here you are one. You don't have any separate identity. Therefore, even to have an experience of Brahman, you cannot say, I experience Brahman, because when you experience Brahman, you are not there. When Brahman is there, you are not there. When you are there, Brahman is not there. Both cannot exist. To experience something, you have to be there, and what you are experiencing, experiencer, the object of experience, and the experience have to be there. But in case of Brahman, it's not like that. This is called Triputi Laya. That these three things become merged. That's what is called Advaita. It's non-dual experience. Like you go in deep sleep. When you are in deep sleep, then you and your experience and what you experience all is one. You don't think that I am sleeping now. You don't have that experience. So therefore, how he was able to get them out from that? So ityate aha, therefore it is said there that Vibhu. Where is Vibhu? Here. Is Vibhu in this sloka? Vibhu was in the previous one. Why is he bringing Vibhu here? Darsyam Vapanamiti Bhagavan. How is bringing? Looks like instead of Hari, it is Vibhu. Somewhere Mahakaruniko Hari. Iti Sanchitya Bhagavan Mahakaruniko Hari. Mahakaruniko. He must have a different reading. So probably his reading is Vibhu, not Hari. Yes, Purushottam, do you have a different reading?
I have the same reading, and I also see in the Prachina, they didn't make any reference that there should be Vibhu as the alternative things.
Well, it has to be, because there is commentary says Vibhu. Anyway, his reading must have Vibhu. Otherwise, how you can say? So, Dityate aha Vibhu. Therefore, it said Vibhu. Vibhu means one who is capable. Samarthya. So, Sayujya mokshat vaikunthacha niskametum samartha ityartha. So, he is called Vibhu here because he has the capability to get them out of Sayujya mukti and also from Vaikuntha. Because both are places, once you go there, you don't come out. More difficult in case of Brahman, because you are lost. Where will you search somebody? In Vaikuntha at least you can find somebody walking somewhere. Right? But if you put a lump of salt into a lake, where will you search that salt now? It's gone. So Brahman is like that. But he can. So he brought them out. So swam lokam cha vishnasti tamsaha prakrite param. And then this both Brahman and Vaikuntha, they are not material, they are beyond the tamas or the material gunas. So tamsa pare vasantihi siddham lokam. Siddha loka is beyond tamas. So then it is described here. Satyam jnanam anantam yad brahma jyoti sanatanam yadhi pashyanti muniyo gunapaye samihitaha. So munayo samahita munayo gunapaye yadhi pashyanti tam satyam jnanam anantam jyoti sanatanam tad brahma. So that place, what they saw, both Brahman as well as Vaikuntha, it is Satyam, it is real, it was not a dream, not an illusion. And it is Jnanam here means conscious, it was not Jada, it was Ananta, unlimited. It is called Brahman and it is effulgent, Jyoti, an eternal place. So the sages, they see this in meditation when they have become free from the gunas. Gunapaye samahita muni pashyanti tad. So that's the place they saw. So Tika, the commentary, Satyam abadhyam. So what does Satya means? So Satya means which exists in past, present and future, which means that it is not contradicted, it is not sublated, it is not denied. Things which are not in past, present and future, you can have experience of them and then they can be lost like dream. So you have dreams, then you wake up, the dream is not there. So dream got lost. You can see a snake in the rope, and then snake disappears. So it was not like that. It means it is ever present. There is nothing which can deny it or contradict it. So that is the meaning of Satyam. And there are things like time. Time is also Satyam. Past, present, future, right? Time is there. But time is not ajada. Time is inert. So therefore to separate it from time says jnanam, it is conscious. Satyam jnanam. Jnanam means ajadam. It is not inert, it is conscious. Living entity is also Satyam, conscious, but it is not Ananta. So therefore another adjective, Anantam, unlimited. So it cannot be living entity. So Anantam means aparichinnam. It is not delimited by anything. It is not delimited by time. It is not delimited by space. That's why Anantam. It is not delimited by another object. So Akash is also all pervading, time is all pervading. So it is not like that, it is not delimited by that. And it is Sanatanam Shashvat Siddham. Yat Muniyo Jnanina. So the Jnanis, they see him. Those follow the path of Jnana Marg. Guna paye gunatitatve sati pashyanti. So they see means they experience or they have Brahman realization. This is about Brahman. Vrindavanasya api Brahmananda Swarupattvena etadrishatve api Maya Vibhuti Madhyavartittvena eva Madhuryadikya. Vrindavan is also Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That is also the nature of Vrindavan. But Vrindavan is, he says, is more sweet. Just like if there is a light in between the darkness. If there is light in the light, then it doesn't appear that effulgent. If you have a candle at night, it appears more effulgent than if you have it in the daytime. So Vrindavan manifests here in the material world, therefore it says more beautiful. It says Maya Vibhuti Madhyavartittvena because it is manifest in the Maya Vibhuti. Madhuryakyam. Yatha Deepa Jyotis Tamso Madhyavartittvena, just like a lamp in the darkness. Ateva Tamsaha Param, therefore it is beyond tamas. Natu Tamo Madhyavarti Satya Jnanadi Rupam Jyotir Darshyamasi. So it's not that he showed them something within the material world, but he showed what was beyond the darkness. Kincha Brahma Swarupto api Vichitra Līlāmayam Bhagavat Swarupam Ati Madhuram Sukdevadi Bhakta Atmarama Anubhavad Avisiyate. So although Brahman they saw and it was wonderful, but it says that the Brahma Swarup is not as wonderful as the form of Krishna, as is the experience of Sukadeva Goswami. So, Tadiya Leela Krishna Saras Tadiyam Ajita Piruchir Leela Krishna Saras Tadiyam. So he was attracted by hearing the beautiful pastimes of Krishna. Atmaramascha Muniyo Nirgrantha Pyurukrame. So this is the experience of all Atmaramas. Tacha Bhagavad Vapuhu Sarva Vyapakam Api Parichinnam. So body of Bhagavan is also all pervading, but it appears limited. Sadvikar Rahitam Api Aprakrit Janma Astitva Vriddhi Adi Sahitam. And although body of Bhagavan is free from the 6 types of transformations of Asti, Jayate, Vardhate, Parinamte, Pakshiyate, Vinashyati cha. All these 6 types of transformations, they do not exist in the body of Bhagavan, but still he takes birth, he grows, he leaves all this. So Janma karma cha me divyam aprakrit janma astitva vriddhi adi sahitam. Tarangadi dosha shunyam api, and he does not have the material tarangas of hunger, thirst, etc., or anger. He is free from all these. Taranga means vibrations. These are sort of agitations in the mind. So he is free from that, but still he feels hungry, he feels thirsty. Right? He was hungry when he sent the cowherd boys to go and beg food from the Brahmanas who were doing yajna. So he must be very hungry, otherwise why he did this? Sakshut Pipasa, he feels thirsty also. Prasveda also sweats. If you drink water, you can also sweat. Otherwise, how will you sweat? And Bhaya, Moha, sometimes fear, sometimes confusion. Sangramik Shastra Ghatadi Shahit. He's fighting, he gets wounded, blood comes out. So all these things, although he is free from all these vikaras, but these are seen. So atarkya ananta shaktitvadev. So this is because he has inconceivable Shakti, potencies which are unlimited. So that's why he is able to do this Rāsa-līlā, human pastime. Tathaiva panchayojanam evasti vanam me deha rupakam iti bhagavad-ukte. And therefore there is statement that this 5 yojana, Vrindavan is supposed to be 5 yojanas. This is my body. Vrindavanam api brahmadrishtanta brahmadrishta anantakoti brahmanda vyapakam api parichinnam. And Vrindavan also, as it was seen by Brahma, he saw so many unlimited Brahmandas within Vrindavan when he was there, yet it appears limited. So Vrindavan also appears like a small place, although it is unlimited. Smaret punaratantrito vigata sata tarangam budhaye iti agamadi vakyat. Tarangadi dosh rahitam api shuta pipasa janma jara cheda bheda bhedadi manushya pashu khaga nagadikam api nityam eva iti ananta chamatkara ashrayamati. So Vrindavan is also like that. And this is described in the Agama Shastra that one should meditate on Vrindavan, which is atantrita. It is not controlled by anyone, and it is free from the 6 types of tarangas: birth, death, hunger, thirst, moha, all this. They don't exist there in Vrindavan. Yet we see that people get hungry, they eat. So still, therefore it says, still you see there is people who are hungry, thirsty, they take birth also here. And old age, somebody was asking Nanda Maharaj, how does he look? Does he also look? He looks old. Jara and Cheda and Bheda can also get cuts in the body, thorny bushes, etc. You have to do bandage. And Bheda, distinction. So all these things are possible here in Vrindavan, although it is completely transcendental. So that's why it looks like any other place. And then here are human beings, animals, birds, mountains. They are all eternal. Nityamev. But they look like temporary, fading, etc. Nityameveti ananta chamatkara ashram. So Vrindavan has all these wonders, yet it appears ordinary. So he showed them all this. And now in the next he describes how he is showing them. So te tu brahma hradam nita magnaha krishnena chodhritaha dadrishu brahmano lokam yatra kruro dhyagat. So this sloka has got 2 meanings. One is that he brought them to Brahman, that is the meaning of Brahma Hradam Nita. And then he uplifted them from Brahman, Uddhrita. And they saw Brahmana and Loka. So they saw the Vaikuntha Loka. And this is where Akrura has also gone there. So one is this meaning. Other meaning is that he actually brought them to a place called Brahmarada. So one is Brahmarada is actually a place. Hrada means lake. So lake of Brahman means if you go in this lake you will have Brahman realization. Because Akrura also saw it there. Yeah. Yeah, if you can get prema by taking dip in Radha Kund, why you cannot have experience of Brahman?
From your mouth to Krishna's ears. From your mouth to Krishna's ears.
Yeah. So te tu Brahma Hradam Nita. So he brought them to the Brahma Hrada, and then they went in Magna, they took a dip, and he lifted them, otherwise they will not come out. They'll be lost. So he pulled them out. Krishnena cha Udhrita, brought them, threw them out one by one.
I'm trying
Like
to
that.
imagine.
Sometimes people catch fish like that, they take the fish and throw out like that. So he was throwing them out like that. So Dadrishu Brahmano Lokam, they saw Vaikuntha, and this is the place Yatra Akruro Adhyagat. So where Akrur is, so Akrur Ghat is there between Vrindavan and Mathura. So that's where he brought them. He brought everyone. He said, you want to see? Let's go. He paraded everyone to that place. So evam, so this is the first meaning. Brahma Hradam, Brahma eva Hrada, Iva Hrada. So Brahma Hrada is, Hrada means lake, Brahma is Brahman. So lake of Brahman. So he says it's not that it's some lake, etc. But Brahman itself is a lake. Why lake? It's a like lake. It's like a lake. Lake-like. Why lake-like? So just like if somebody throws you into the lake and you don't know how to swim, then you will drown in it, never come out. So Brahman is also like that. Once you go inside Brahman, you never come out. That's why it is compared to big lake. So that is the Brahmarada. So he threw them into that. Right? He said, oh, everybody close eyes. So everybody closed eyes. And then he waved his hand. And then suddenly everybody was in Brahman. So now they are inside, so then he has to pull them out. So he says, okay. And then he waved his hand. He says, open your eyes. Then they saw they are in the same place. So that is the meaning. This is the one meaning. So he says, Brahma Hradam, Brahmaiva Hrada, Iva Hrada. So Brahman itself is like a lake. Tatra nimagnasya vishesha jnana abhavat. Because once you go inside the lake of Brahman, then you don't have any knowledge of yourself being distinct from it. That is the place where you lose your identity. You don't lose it, but you become unaware of your identity. So you don't know where you are. Just go high completely. So that is Vishesh Gyan. Vishesh Gyan means no specific knowledge of yourself. You have Samanya Gyan. Samanya means something is there. But where, who you are, where you are, nothing like that. Tam Brahmhradam te vrajvasino nitaha prapita. So he led them to this lake, which means that he made them experience Brahman. That is the meaning. Tadate tasmin magnaha. So then they were completely absorbed in it. And then he uplifted them from this. So Krishnena tu udhritaha. Swatarkya shaktya brahma sayujyadapi udhrita. So by his inconceivable potency, he brought them out of Brahma Sayujya, identifying with Brahman. Tasmad uthapita, uplifted them from Brahman. Santastasyeva Brahmano Lokam Vakuntam cha Dadrishu. And after that, then he gave them the experience of Brahmaloka. Sorry, Brahmaloka here means Vakuntha Loka. So first experience of Brahman, then experience of Vakuntha. Wherever they were, in the same place only. No need of going, because if both are all pervading, where you have to go? Brahman is all pervading, Vakuntha is all pervading, so then why do you have to go somewhere to see it? So wherever you are. So therefore he gave them experience there. So lokam vikuntham upaneshati gokulam smaiti dvityokte. As it is said in the second canto, in the prayers of Brahma, while he was describing the various avatars, so he described also Krishna avatara, and there is said that he is going to show them Vaikuntha Loka. Udhrita iti. So why is it said that he uplifted them, pulled them out? Tesam aham samudharta bhavami sansara sagra. So let's say mudharta, udhrita. Yathanye samsar hridat udhrita santo brahma anubhavanti tathaiva ami premavanto gopaha brahma hridad udhrita vakuntha lokam dadrushi. So he says that just as people who are here in the lake of the material world, they experience Brahman when they are pulled out of this material world. So in the same way, he lifted them from the lake of Brahman and gave experience of Vakuntha Loka. So that is the meaning of Udhrita. Tetu Brahma Hradam Nita Magna Krishnena Chodhrita. So first experience of Brahman, then experience of Vakuntha. Iti sarvasva nasha vatyaha sayujya vipadaha sakashat vakuntho nirvritti kara iti bhava. So why it is compared like this with the material world? He says like in the material world people are suffering. They are drowning in the ocean of suffering. So they are uplifted, then you go to Sayujya Mukti. Like that, because these devotees of Krishna, they are all Premavanta, they are all full of love for Krishna. So going into Brahman is like suffering in the material world. So he uplifted them from this calamity called Brahma Sayujya and showed them Vakuntha. So therefore it says Sayujya Vipada Sakashat, brought them to Vakuntha, which is very blissful, Nirvritti Kara. Prema Rahitad Brahma Sukha Anubhavat Prema Sahito Vakuntha Sukha Anubhavat Shrestha. So the bliss of Vakuntha is superior to the bliss of Brahman, because bliss of Brahman is devoid of any prema. Because there are no two. If you want to have exchange of love, then there have to be two people. One person cannot love. Although these days you hear this statement, you should love yourself. But grammatically it is a statement which is wrong. It is called karma kartri virodha in Vyakaran. Because the agent, subject cannot be object. Right? So if you are loving, then you have to have an object of love. You are the subject of love. You cannot be subject and object simultaneously. And that is called short-circuiting. So therefore, he says that Brahma Sayujya is Prema Rahita, because there is no two there is only one. And that one also you cannot say one. One has no meaning without two. If there is only one, what does one mean? then it is Sunya. 1, 2, 3, etc. have a meaning when there is some variety, otherwise it's Sunyavad. So Brahma Sayujya is also like Sunya. So better than Brahma Sayujya therefore is Vaikuntha, because in Vaikuntha there is Prema, and better than that is Vrindavan. So Tatopi Premamayo Gokula Sukhanubhava. And superior than Vaikuntha is Gokula, which is not that there is love, but it is love only. So, Shrestha iti Siddhanto Gyapita. So that is actually the essence of this whole chapter. The idea of this whole chapter is to show how Vrindavan is superior to Vaikuntha and Vaikuntha is superior to Brahman. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Shabdate. That's the conclusion. Yatra Vaikunthe pura kruro adhyagat gatavan swabhishta devam brishtavan itiva. So that is the place where Akrura had gone earlier. Means he had experience of Vaikuntha. That is the idea. Shuk parikshita samvadat praktanatvat bhuta nirdesa. Why the past tense is used here? Because Akrura will come later on. This is before Akrura came to Vraj. So why is it said that yatra Akrura adhyagat, where Akrura had experience or where he went? So why past tense? It should say where Akrura will have experience. So he says, no, this story is being told by Sukadeva to Parikshit now. So that story already happened. When Sukadeva is telling to Parikshit, both are in past, right? So therefore he is saying in past. So this is the last sloka of this chapter. Nandadayastu tam drishtva paramananda nirvritaha krishnam cha tatra chandobhi stuyamanam suvishmitaha. Iti Śrīmad-Bhāgavate Mahapurane Shri Brahma Sutra Bhāsya Paramhansam Samhitayam Vaiyashikyam Dasam Skande Shri Nanda Mokshanam Nam Ashtavinsho Adhyaya. So Nanda Maharaj etc. means all the Brajvasis, what did they see? They saw Krishna there in Vaikuntha. And Krishna was being worshipped by the Vedas personified. So by seeing him they were very happy. Because they wanted to know where we will go. So they say, oh, we are going where Krishna is. We will be together. So, but they were very astonished that Krishna there was standing in a different mood and he was being worshipped. So therefore they were all very surprised to see this, that what is this different mood here. Tam Vaikuntha lokam drishtva tu paramananda nirvritaha. By seeing that Vaikuntha loka, they became highly blissful. Vaikunthiya golokasya golokastha vrindavanasya vrindavan sadharmya darshanaditi bhava. Why is that? Because they saw the similarity between Vrindavanasya vrindavan sadharmyat, the Vrindavan of Goloka and Vrindavan of the earth. So they saw some similarity, almost same. So then they were satisfied. Felt very happy, especially when they came out of this Brahman, they got suffocated there for a short time. So yathahi kotishwaraha kadachin nashta sarvadhanaha santo daivat kvachid drishta swadhan chinha paramananda nirvritaha bhavanti tatha. Just like if somebody is a millionaire and then he suddenly loses all his money. Somebody steals, and then he's looking for the wealth, and suddenly he starts seeing some sign of getting his money, and he starts feeling happy. I'm going to get it. So like that they had lost Vrindavan for a short time, then they saw something similar, so they are feeling very blissful. Tatascha asmat pranakoti nirmanchaniya mukharvinda prashveda binduhu Krishna kwa iti tad anveshana anusandhanvatve sati tam cha dadrishu. So when they saw Vaikuntha, which was the Goloka Vrindavan, the Vrindavan of Goloka, then they were looking for Krishna there. And this is like Vrindavan, where is Krishna? So, because their life is completely for him. Pranakoti Nirmanchani, on whom they can sacrifice millions of lives with his lotus face, with sweat, tending cows, all this. So suddenly they saw him. Then they were searching for him. Krishnam tatra tatratya chandobhir murtimad bhistuyamanam drishtva suvismita. But then what they saw, that he is being worshipped by all these great sages and Vedas with mantras of Vedic mantras. So they said, Ham ho kwagachama. Said, what? Where have we come? What is this? What is this going on? Why is this Krishna looking so strange here? And these people are worshipping him. It's very strange. Says, what is this? So they say, Ammo, kwa gacchami, where have we come? Tavadete jyotirmaya stavakatra vrindavane kalu aparichiyamana prashtumam asmabhir ashakyake. And then who are these effulgent people standing here? We have never seen anyone like this in Vrindavan. Looks Vrindavan, but it's little strange Vrindavan. And then they're chanting all these mantras, and we don't dare to go near them and ask them, who are you and what are you doing to Krishna? Why don't you leave him alone? So he says that prashtum asmabhir asakya, we cannot ask this question to him because they are looking unknown to us. They are very full of light, their bodies. Tan madhyavarti krishnascha ayam asman anekan pitradin drishtvapi balya vilasam prapancham yenna sannidhate. And then more surprising is that Krishna is standing in the center and all surrounded by all these people, and he is looking at us, and he is not running to meet us. He is just standing there seriously. What is wrong with him? So this was very surprising to them. So he is not thinking to come and embrace us. Nothing. So he is seeing his father, he is seeing us, but he is very serious looking here. Balya vilasam prapanchyan na sannidhate, is not performing his childhood like pastimes, smiling, playing flute, etc. Napi bhujabhyam na kantham dhatte, is not embracing us with his arms. Vayamapi sannidhatu mena mutsangam arohitum chena sankuchame. And here we also feel little restricted to go near him like this. We don't feel like lifting him up and putting him in our lap. Although elderly Gopas, Nanda Maharaj, Upananda, etc., Sunanda, they are thinking, what is this? This is very strange. Kimanena adhyakshut pipasha vakalyam vishmritam, and is he not hungry? It's time for lunch. But looks like he's not. How is he going to eat? So they are worried about that. Has he forgotten to eat? मातास्य कथम एनम भोजयन्ति जीविष्यति एवं विविधान विस्मयान. And his mother, how will she survive without feeding him? If she cannot feed him, how will she live? So in this way they were having all these various surprises. Vishmayan dadhanas te lila shakti preritaya yog maya punar vrindavanam aninyere tisheshe. So when they were all surprised like this and seeing all this wonderful, then the lila shakti of Krishna or Yog Maya, being inspired by the Leela Shakti of Krishna, brought them back to Vrindavan. So their dream was broken. So this is the explanation. Etat prakaranasya ayameva artha Śrīmad-Prabhuvarai Sri Rupa Goswami Charanai Stav Malayam Upshlokita. So this explanation is as the explanation which I have given here. This is based on one sloka of Sri Rupa Goswami, my Prabhu, which is found in Stavmala. Loko ramyah kopi vrindat vito nasti kvapi tyanjasa bandhu vargam vaikuntham yasushtu sandarsha bhuya goshtam nepatu satvam mukundaha. So that Mukunda may protect you, who brought all these Gopas back to Vrindavan after showing them Vaikuntha. That Vrindavan, which is wonderful, and there is no other place as wonderful as Vrindavan. So he showed this beauty, this greatness of Vrindavan to his Bandhu Varga, his devotees. Iti Goswami Vakhyanusarani Vakyatam Vyakhyanantram tu Vaishnav Toshinyam Drashtavyam. Says, I have explained this sloka on the basis of Jiva Goswami, Sri Rupa Goswami's sloka. And if you want to see other explanation, then you can refer to Vaishnav Toshini. Iti sarartha darshinyam harshinyam bhakta chetasham astavinshe dasme sangatar satam. So in this way, complete the commentary called Sarartha Darshini on 28th chapter of Bhāgavatam, 10th Canto. So this is the end of 28th chapter. Any question on this? So these two chapters went very fast. Of course, they are very small. Anyway, now chapters will go very slow. Next 5 chapters will be slow. Let's see if we can complete them in this summer. Okay, who is there now? Tanmaji.
Probably the question about Brahma experience of the Vrajavasis. So as you've explained before, the way Brahma realization works is that you first perceive the Atma in the mind, and then you identify that Atma with the Brahma, and that's how there is experience in Brahma. So then, and if that is a personal, internal experience. Now Krishna is giving them this, so how did he manage to get them to identify with Brahma and experience it? I guess my question.
That you have to ask him. How can I tell you that? He will decide by his achintya shakti, atarka shakti. He did it.
Okay, so that means he also had to do the same thing, right? To get them to identify.
Yeah. Otherwise, how will they experience if they keep on having their own identity? Bhushan.
Maharaji, I have a question on the experience of Brahman. So, in the Brahman experience, there is no connection between the experiencer and the experience itself. They're all one. So, when they came out of it, probably they didn't have any memory of it, or since they. So the question is that it shouldn't have affected them in any other way. It was like probably would it be correct to say they probably forgot everything about an experience of Brahman?
No, just like you have deep sleep. So you don't remember that you have deep sleep? You remember. Same way.
Okay.
Similar. Okay, Raghav.
Business is funny. So this whole idea of loving oneself is wrong.
Whole idea of?
Loving
yourself.
oneself
Love yourself.
is wrong, this thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it wrong or not?
Wrong in what sense?
Because the object cannot be the same. When we cannot be the object and the recipient of the giver and the recipient of the love.
So here when they say love yourself means just take care of your body, that's what it means.
Another thing is it possible that the Jiva realizes the omnipresence, that Krishna is omnipresent, despite its smallness? And if so, which are the steps to realize the omnipresence of Krishna?
Jiva realizes omnipresence of Krishna?
Can the Jiva, despite its smallness, realize the omnipresence of Krishna, or just some small part of that? Because of course it's too big to. Krishna is too big and we're too small as Jiva, right? But
So,
can the Jiva realize this?
So what does it mean Krishna is omnipresent?
That he's present everywhere all the time, in everything.
How? Like in two hands form, like that? Oh.
In two hands, probably, but I cannot see it.
So if you can think of it, then you can also realize it.
If you can think of it, so it is possible.
If you can think, but I don't know how you are going to think. Think.
Because
Think
to
of
realize,
it.
to realize his omnipresence, I should be.
Who will realize that? Who will realize it? The devotees don't want to realize it like that. They
don't want to realize it.
So
who would like to realize that?
this is just for us to know this. Nobody. You think Nanda Maharaj think Krishna is everywhere or what?
For him it is. Because he thinks of him in love, right?
Yeah.
And that is the omnipresence.
What is the purpose of realizing him as omnipresent? There should be some purpose.
To connect with him.
You can connect without realizing his omnipresence. What is the problem?
So there is no purpose to realize that.
Yeah, because devotees who have a relationship with him, they relate with him in some relationship, and that relationship does not require omnipresence.
Okay, then different.
Purushottam. Purushottam Prabhu, you have something or your hand is...
No, I have a question. Two things. First is just like to make a little comment. In these three, Brahma, Anubhav, Vaikuntha and Vrindavan, looks like it's based on a relationship. There is no relationship in Brahman, and then there is a formal relationship in Vaikuntha and intimate relationship in Vrindavan. And that's how I see it.
Yes.
Now, the question is, when you say there is a three-foot laya in Brahma, so who is actually really experiencing Sukha or Ananda, or how can they describe anything about Ananda?
That's what I said. It is called Anirvachaniya. Have you heard this word, Anirvachaniya?
Yes, but what they write even Anivachane Ananda.
Yata vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha.
Yes.
The watch, the speech and the mind, they cannot describe it. It is ineffable. Because whenever you will describe it, then it will become Dvaita. Whenever you describe anything, that description will have subject and predicate. How will you describe another one?
So they should not even talk about Brahmananda then, because they cannot describe it. Then what is the sense of calling Brahmananda or Brahma Sukha?
Yeah, some things, some words are just used in a sahityik manner. You have to say something. So you say like this.
Is it like a dukkha abhava then?
No, dukha bhava, sukha bhava, you cannot say anything, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you are now just trying to catch the ear from another side, that's all. When I'm saying that any description will make subject and predicate, now dukha bhava will make the same thing.
Okay.
Just let's finish this. Mohini.
Pranam Babaji Maharaj. I have, can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
This Leela where this Brijvasis made his experience of Brahmananda and Vaikunthananda, these were also sadhan siddhas who entered this Prakat Bhoma Vrindavan. So was this also made, this Leela, to, if these are sadhan siddhas and they make this experience, so maybe Krishna wanted to just intensify their determination for Braja Prem, because maybe they could also have some hidden desire for Brahma Sukha or Vaikuntha Sukha, and by making them experience this, they made this firm determination. No, I only want to have relationship with Krishna. So it is something also like a purva rag to intensify their desire for Braja Prem and for their stari bhav, and that all the desire which may be hidden in the heart is like removed forever in this sadhan siddhas who join this Leela?
No, there is nothing like that. Okay.
The things who are all pervading, they're inert also? The things which are all pervading,
Yeah.
they're also inert?
In earth?
I mean, not movable, not moving. Inert.
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 Time is all pervading or not?
Yeah.
Time is inert.
And also Brahman,
Brahman is not inert.
but is all pervading also, no?
It's not inert. Your question is if they are inert.
Yeah.
Brahman is not inert.
But also, for example, time is also moving, no?
What is moving? How can it move if it is all pervading?
Time is not moving?
Time doesn't move. Where will it move?
So there is no movement in time.
There is no movement in time. Movement is another things by which you perceive time.
Okay.
If there is no movement, you won't perceive time. That's why when you are in deep sleep, you don't perceive time. If there is no movement, mind is not there.
Okay.
Take the mic.
The I-ness which is there in the Jiva, is it lost or dormant when there is realization of Brahman?
It cannot be lost.
Like, is it awareness is, if the identity awareness is not there, then how come the I-ness will work there?
No, I-ness is not lost. When you are going in deep sleep, is your I-ness lost? Is it lost? So, but you don't have any experience of anything because there is nothing to experience. If you want to experience anything, you need instruments to experience, right? Can you see without eyes? Can you hear without ears? So that's what happens in deep sleep. You get disconnected from all your sensory faculties. So in Brahman there is no subtle body even. Here you only get disconnected, there you lose it. So what is that? Hitva swarupena vyavasthiti. Hitva annitha rupam swarupena vyavasthiti. Muktir hitva annitha rupam swarupena vyavasthiti. So you give up all other coverings and you are just yourself. So now how will you perceive? What will you perceive with what? If you don't have the perceptory equipment, how will you perceive? And then what will you perceive? There is nothing to perceive. Brahman is beyond perception. It is nirgun nirakar. If you have to perceive, either you perceive some qualities, forms, actions, right? Brahman does not have any qualities in it, it doesn't have form, and there is no action. So what is that you will perceive? So you can have your I-ness and hang. That you ask for those who have it, Purushartha. It's not my Purushartha. Those who haven't, you ask them why you want this as a Purushartha. Because people are suffering, that Purushartha is to become free from suffering.
I mean, in the material world is somewhat better because at least there's sometimes there's pleasure, sometimes it's misery. At least some pleasure will be there.
Yeah, but some people don't want that suffering part. Okay, Sandeep.
Maharaj, I just wanted to confirm one of your previous learnings from you. Like this omnipresence, if I remember, you had said that there has to be a mirror in which you can see a person. So if that mirror, if a person is omnipresent, but until unless you have that, you are that receptacle, the bright receptacle, and you have that mirror, you will not see him, even if he is omnipresent. Is that right of omnipresence? Means you will only perceive wherever you may perceive, but only once you have that receptacle. Once you have that mirror to see.
I don't know what you are saying.
Like this omnipresence thing, I think.
Whose omnipresence are you talking?
No, this was Raghav's question regarding the omnipresence. You had, of course, like there is no, we are not concerned with omnipresence in any manner. But still, I remember somewhere you had explained that if something is omnipresent, like if God is omnipresent, He is present everywhere. But like if a person is present everywhere, but then if he is to be seen, at that point you will have to have some mirror. Who has to
have mirror? Who has to have mirror?
If I have to see Krishna being only present, but at a particular place.
So why do you need mirror for that?
Okay. So he will manifest why is this in the Shakti? Or why is Shakti?
If he is visible, he will manifest. I mean, time is omnipresent. Do you need mirror to see time?
Okay, then I think I got a little confused.
Okay.
About the karma khatri virodha
Hmm.
between when I say I love myself, could you maybe explain what's the difference between the karma and the vishaya here? I thought that for love there is no karma, nothing to be achieved, but the so-called object of love is a vishaya. Is there maybe
but
some
that is the karma only. What else is it? If you say I love Krishna, then Krishna is the object of love or not? That is the karma. That is another thing that it takes seventh case in case of Priti.
But so would it mean that in Sanskrit I cannot say aham mayi snihyami?
Yeah, what does it mean? You can say it, no one can stop you. Just like if you can say it in English, you can also translate that into Sanskrit. But what does it really mean? One is syntax, another is syntax. So what does it mean?
So semantically it would mean that I benefit myself.
Yeah,
right?
so what is the difference between you and yourself?
No difference.
No difference. Yeah. So that's exactly what I'm saying.
Aha.
So that's why I said that when people say they make a distinction between I and the body, which difference is there? But if it was only you yourself, what would it mean that you benefit yourself? But here, because we identify with the body, we also separate ourselves from the body. That's why I say my body. And then if you say my body, then I'm not the body. Then I can say I love my body, and because I also identify with body as I, then you say I love myself. So you make distinction, but you speak as if you are identifying with it. That's why it works. But if you talk of yourself, then there is no two there. So what does it mean, I love myself? Okay.